In the Bob's Burgers Season 4 episode Fortnite, the Belcher children and their associate Daryl discuss the best way to go trick-or-treating. Daryl is a follower of the blogger Candy Randy, and even got a map from said blog that would allow prospective trick-or-treaters to only hit up the really good houses to get the best haul on Halloween night. But who really is Candy Randy? Spoilers, I don't really know, but here's a video where I talk about it anyway. For a long time, I thought that it was Randy Watkins, maverick documentarian who has been a thorn in Bob Belcher's side a couple of times throughout the series. Until Season 6, he was the only character in the series named Randy. The other Randy being a 19-year-old manager of the tech store What the Tech, mentioned in the Season 6 episode Wag the Hog. With the show's want of occasionally bringing back characters like Daryl and Randy, who both could have very easily been one-time guests on the series, my hypothesis that Candy Randy is Randy Watkins seemed like a no-brainer, and apparently someone else thought so, and asked series creator Warren Bouchard if the two were one and the same, and heartbreakingly he said no, they are not. Apparently Candy Randy is definitely a kid, as adults don't care about Candy in the same way that kids do. Well, not to argue with the guy who created the series, but I do think that if Randy Watkins thought that creating a Candy blog would get him more viewers for whatever movie he's working on now, he would totally do that blog. But any hoodles, if Randy Watkins definitely is not Candy Randy, then who is? This tweet, although vague as heck, definitely limits our options. There's the aforementioned Randy who is mentioned in Wag the Hog. Although we have seen the Belchers celebrate multiple Thanksgivings and Halloweens in this series, we don't really see much evidence that time passes at any normal rate in the series Bob's Burgers. So while Randy, the manager at What the Tech, was 19 in Season 6, 2 years after the episode Fortnite, that doesn't really mean that he would have been 17 during the events of that episode, especially since the Belcher kids are seemingly the same age now as they were when the series first started 8 years ago. And even if the series did move in real time, I feel obligated to make an addendum to Lauren Bouchard's statement about kids enjoying candy differently than adults. A 17-year-old almost out of high school isn't going to care enough about candy to make a blog about what houses to hit up on Halloween night. I guess it's possible Randy from What the Tech started his candy vlog some years before Daryl got his map. There's nothing in the episode that indicates how long Candy Randy has been active, except that Daryl, maybe the closest thing to a computer-savvy person that we have in Bob's Burgers, doesn't act like he has had access to this information for very long. So the mysterious Randy from What the Tech is very likely not Candy Randy. So who else does that leave us with? Well, in Season 7, there is an episode called The Last Gingerbread House on the Left that introduces a minor character named Randolph Brackenbrown. I guess it's possible Candy Randy could stand for Candy Randolph, but this possibility is made moot once again by that dangable tweet from Lauren Bouchard. Brackenbrown is definitely not a kid, and therefore cannot be Candy Randy despite dealing with candy and making gingerbread houses. It's about here where the quest to discover Candy Randy's true identity seemingly has come to an end. There are no more Randys in this series so far anyway, so everything else in this video is pure conjecture. I'm pretty much going off of zero factual information at this point, while still trying to stay within the confines of Bouchard's tweet. While I guess it's possible that Candy Randy's real name is Randy, it's also possible that it's an alias. Many people, myself included, use some kind of internet alias to mask their true identity when online, like Beaver Sutherland or Just Grillin'. So maybe Candy Randy is someone we know in the series, but their name isn't actually Randy. Is that very likely? No, probably not. The Belchers live in New Jersey, as we see in the Season 3 episode It Snakes a Village. A quick Google search tells me there are 2,598 schools in 691 school districts in Jersey. So even zeroing in on the same city that the Belchers live in, the likelihood of Candy Randy going to the same school as the Belcher kids is slim and Whitman. But let's just say that he does. Who could he or she be? Well, there's several candidates we can eliminate right now. All of the Pesto offspring are too stupid to operate a vlog or maintain a vlog once it's been started. Zeke too, for that matter. Since Daryl is a disciple of Randy, we know he isn't Randy himself. I guess it's possible he is, and he's keeping his identity a secret, but why? I see no reason why he would go through such lengths to maintain such a charade. We also know that Candy Randy is someone who cares enough about their fellow man to share this wonderful information and not just keep it to themselves, so that eliminates selfish or psychotic characters like Tammy, Jocelyn, or Millie. While Henry Haver is smart enough to start a vlog and isn't outright evil, I don't know if he cares enough about Candy to create a dual identity to tell people how to procure it. Then you have regular-sized Rudy who, now there's a thought. We've yet to see Rudy use any computer skills so far, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't know how to start a blog. We saw in the Season 4 episode The Kids Rob a Train that Rudy is allergic to chocolate, but he still eats it anyway. But most importantly, out of all of the kids at Wagstaff, Rudy seems the most compassionate and kind-hearted. He seems like the kind of guy who, through much trial and error, found out which houses were the best houses to go to on Halloween and wanted everyone else to know what he had found out. Now, like I said, this is all 100% 100% conjecture, since all we know for sure is that Candy Randy is a kid. It's anyone's guess if we'll ever find out the truth about Candy Randy. We've seen the return of King Trashmouth and his husband Gary, so I wouldn't go so far as to say that we will never find out the identity of Candy Randy, but at the same time, it's been 5 years since Fortnite aired, so I won't hold my breath either. So those are my very unlikely thoughts. What do you guys think? What are some other theories from animation you want to see me explore thoroughly? Let me know in the comments below!